Hello, this is the OSUIT Library, and today we're going to talk about the calendar feature of Canvas. So we are here at our Canvas website, osuit.canvas.okstate.edu, and on the left-hand sidebar, you go down to the fourth option underneath Courses, you'll see Calendar, and we're going to click on that. So this is our calendar. If you come here to the right where it says Calendars, you'll see that there are several. So each course will have its own calendar, and then you will also have your own calendar. And each calendar has a color assigned to it. So for example, if I go all the way back to December, these boxes right here are assignments, and the color is purple. So if I look over here, my college strategies calendar has a purple square, so these must be college strategies assignments. Likewise, you can also add other calendars. So if I come down here where it says other calendars to the right, there is a plus sign. If I click on that, I can either search for a calendar if I really wanted to, but we also have one right here, the OSUIT calendar. I'm just going to check that. And if I come down here to this orange box called Save Changes, I'll click on that. And now I have this calendar, and as you can see, it has a different color than these previous two. And if you want to delete this calendar, you can. If you just hover over it, you'll see this X. If you click on that, then that means the calendar is removed. However, really the best feature about the calendar, I would argue, is actually your personal calendar. So if you're a visual person like I am, or you're like incredibly forgetful, also like I am, you can actually add events to your personal calendar. So if I come up here to where it says week, month, agenda, there's a plus sign to the very right of it. I'm going to click on that. Now, important, I am technically not a student in Canvas, I'm an instructor. So some of these options like the assignment, the appointment group, those are likely not going to be available for you, but event will be. So let's say I have an advisor appointment next week at 1:30. So for title, we'll do advisor appointment. For date, definitely not December unless we have a time machine, but we will choose the 24th because that is a week. And then from and to are your start times and end times, all the way down to 1:30. Definitely not till 11:59. That is a long time without a snack. I'm going to be honest. We'll do 1 hour. And next we have frequency. So frequency is just how often it'll repeat. So if this is just a one-time event, you don't have to put anything, it'll just stay on does not repeat. If it's something like every day, for example, at the same time, if you press daily, it'll generate a calendar event for every day at that time. Weekly is just, it'll generate a calendar event for every Monday. Monthly, it'll just generate a calendar event on the fourth Monday, which is what the 24th is. Annually, which is yearly, so every year on March 24th. And then also every weekday, Monday to Friday. So this would be Saturday and Sunday. This is just Monday to Friday. Or you can also do a custom if you want to. But my event does not repeat, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Location, I'll just put NCAT. So I could go ahead and submit it if I wanted to. This orange button right here would press submit, and then it'll generate the calendar event. But if I need to put more information, to the left, you'll see the option, well, more options. And you click on that, and it'll bring you to kind of like a text box. So it looks a lot like your discussion boxes like in your courses. So I can add extra information. So for example, maybe it's like a Zoom call or something. I can add that information in there. I can add things like links. I can add images. I can add files. I can add videos, bullet points. You name it, you can pretty much do it. So if I finish up there and I scroll down, you'll see there's our date right there. Our times are right there. Frequency is there. Location is there, just like the previous box. The only thing that's slightly different besides the text box is just this address option. So if it's like a doctor's appointment, you could put the address in there if you want to. I don't really need that. So I'm just going to come over here and this square called Create Event, that's orange. I'm going to click on that. And then it generated my event for me right there. If you need to edit your event, if you just hover over it and click on it, you'll see this orange edit button right here. If I click on that, it'll just bring us back to that box that we did at first. It even has the more options. Again, if you need to add more information, just like before, or maybe you need to cancel completely. To the right of the orange edit button is the delete button. And if I click that, it'll bring up a box saying, hey, you sure you want to delete that? Which absolutely, I'm sure. And then it will remove it from the calendar. So that is the calendar feature in Canvas. If you have any questions or you need extra help, you're welcome to contact us. Our information is in the description box, or you can leave a comment down below.